Hey guys, real quick before we start this video, a lot of people have always asked me where I got my custom tokens made. Well, I get them made by Affordable Oricas, and you can check them out on eBay. They have a huge selection of pre-made custom tokens and field centers, but if you want to make your own, they do that too. They offer 3 selections of super rare, secret rare, and prismatic secret rare, so go check them out, and the link is in the description.
Hey everybody, it's Mikey. I was in the last tournament and I got first place, and just to say that it was a lot of fun and it was really challenging. It was a lot of new decks that really tested my deck, and what you will notice is this deck is pre-scrap engine, so the engine for the scrap dinos hadn't even came out yet back then, so this is a pre-scrap engine. Hope you guys like it. So starting off with the 3 miscellaneous sources, with this card, I could just send it to the graveyard and protect my dinosaurs. And for follow-up play, I could also banish it, and depending on the number of dinosaurs I banish with this card, I can special summon a dinosaur equal level to those dinosaurs I sent to the graveyard. So I run 3 of them, you know, gotta have the 3, it's the main staple. The follow from the miscellaneous source from the graveyard to banish, I get out an Animal and Archosaur, and I could just send that out into the field, and then I'll pop something. Either I'll pop a token or pop a dinosaur on my field or in my hand, and this will give me my double evolution pill. The 3 Oviraptors you gotta run. Every time you special or normal summon this card, it will just send a dinosaur from my deck into my hand or into the graveyard. Usually I put it in my hand. Like if I have a starting hand and I'm missing a certain dinosaur, I will put that missing dinosaur that I need into my hand, and I can just keep on doing some good plays with that. 3 baby engine, usually people run 2, sometimes I've seen people run 1, but I'm more comfortable with the 3. Gives me a higher chance to, you know, with the Oviraptor or Animadorn, I have more of these in my deck, so I could pop them more frequent and get my plays out as faster and sooner as possible. And also with the baby package, I only have 1 Petite Pteranodon. I don't feel like it's necessary to have more than 1 because I'm already carrying 3 babies, so this extra 1 helps a lot. I also run Pancratops because if I pop that Petite Pteranodon at any time during the game, I can just special summon this straight out from my deck, and then if I need to clear something on the field, I could just pop itself and get rid of that card. It helps a lot. I also run 1 Giant Rex. This helps me get out of a lot of tough situations. Like if I don't think I can follow up with no extra monsters on the field, and I have just 1 Oviraptor or any other level 4 monster, I could use like this guy in the graveyard and use double evolution pill, and double evolution pill will banish him. And since his effect is when he's banished, he gets special summon, he gets back out, I could follow up with the overlay for the 2 level 4s, or just use them as link material, whatever I need them for. So it really helps. And 2 UCTs, the boss himself for my dinosaur deck. This guy has helped me win so many duels. It's pretty straightforward to summon him. If he's in your hand, you could banish 2 dinosaurs, like I said with the Giant Rex. You just banish the Giant Rex along with another dinosaur, and I can special summon the Giant Rex back. Also, the evolution pill, you know, I could just banish a non-dinosaur and a dinosaur, get him out straight from my deck. And usually if I have these 2 out at the same time, if I can attack both of them directly, deal some damage, I'll just overlay him for a Gustav Max and go for game right there. But his ability where he can flip is just way too good, so I run 2 of them. In this deck, I do run a Dragoon engine, so I have to have the Red Eyes and the Dark Magician. Pretty straightforward. For these hand traps, I also have 3 Ash Blossoms, just to interrupt the searches that enemies have. Pretty straightforward. Now onto the spell cards, I have 2 double evolution pills because I only run 2 Animadorns. So since I run 2 Animadorns, I'm gonna want 2 double evolution pills. This will help me get out any you know, level 7 or higher dinosaur. So usually I go for my Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Another big card, Fossil Dig. I run 3 of these Fossil Digs to search pretty much any level 6 or lower dinosaur in my deck. Usually I'll go for Oviraptor, miscellaneous, just depending on my starting hand. If I pull this card too, if I'm missing anything, I'll just play this card. Sometimes people interrupt it. It's fine because I still have the other dinosaurs to follow up my plays, like miscellaneous or Oviraptor. And you know, if I'm missing the baby, I'll probably grab a baby with this thing. Helps so much. I'm running 3 Lost Worlds. These 3 Lost Worlds, I just play them on the field, and once on the field and I special summon or normal summon in Dinosaur, it puts a token on my opponent's side of the field. And usually when I put a token on the field, it takes I can place it anywhere I want, and then my opponent cannot target any other monsters in the field but this token alone. And another thing is, if this token gets destroyed by card effect or battle, I can activate Lost World's effect. And doing that, I could destroy any dinosaur I want in my deck. And usually I'll pop a baby, and then I can just keep on going from ball to place right there. The good thing about this card right here is, when I have a token on my opponent's side of the field, I can use an Oviraptor to pop that token. Even if it's on my opponent's side, it allows me to pop it on my opponent's side of the field. And therefore, triggering this effect, I can destroy a baby in my deck and just keep on going from there. The package I run is the 2 Dark Ruler No Mores and 1 Call by the Grave. The 2 Dark Ruler No Mores usually help me, if I can see my opponent has so many interrupts, I could just play this and I'm completely safe. My opponent cannot respond to this. I can just go up without my plays, without being interrupted. I could just clear his field and then just try to hold on to the next turn, so I could just, deal damage and go for game. The Call by the Grave helps me a lot if I try to get ashed, or just anything that gets sent to the graveyard to pop into effect. I could just use this card and protect myself. Deck, I run 3 Pot of Prosperities. Helps so much with the search. I just, banish 3 or 6, and then I could just see the top 3 or 6 cards on my deck and pick one. This helps me see 6 deep into my deck. And usually when I pull like a bad hand and I have this card in my hand, it saves everything. But the only downside is I take half damage, but I do have some extra deck cards that recover me from that half damage. But this helps me a lot with the search 6 deep into my deck. Really good. And for the last 3 spell cards, I run 1 Regeki, pretty straightforward. A Monster Reborn. And the Red Ice Fusion for my Dragoon. I run 2 traps only in my deck, and it's the double infinite impermanence. Good hand trap, you can also set it, deactivate a spell card or a trap card on your opponent's side of the field that's face down or face up. Now moving on to my extra deck, I run 2 Linkaribos, and usually I'll link them off into a secure Gardna for a fast play for my Devolution Pill. All I have to do is Amadorn into Linkaribo into Gardna. Doing that, I could just have a Linkaribo in my graveyard, Amadorn in my graveyard, and pop Devolution Pill, getting my Ultimate Conductor. I run the 2 Nightmare package, Nightmare Unicorn and Phoenix. These are good disrupts, also a Link 3 and I have a Link 2. Sometimes if I have the opportunity, I'll link off just to get into my Axis Code Talker. And this card also wins me a bunch of games. It's, heavy hitter, destroys cards, can't react to its effects being activated. Really good. I run 1 Pentastag. I could use this card just to put on top of my UCT, and my UCT will gain the piercing damage effect. So with this effect on top of attacking every card on the field, it could use Pentastag. So if my opponent has 5 tokens on the field, I can attack all of them with piercing damage at 35, 35, 35, so on. And just it helps me in the clutch sometimes. Like when I really need it situational, I'll use this card and it'll bring me the win. Also have the Timeless here. 3 different effects, but mainly I use this effect to double attack. Like I said, with the Pot of Prosperity, you could use him to double the attack of my, for example, UCT. So instead of doing half damage, he's gonna do full damage because he gets his attack doubled since it's already halved. So it helps a lot. And then for another thing for the UCT, the follow-up I told you, after I deal 2 straight attacks from UCTs, the double UCT, I could go into main phase 2, overlay, and then detach for the win. Best fillers to lock down the graveyard effects. Dolka, probably the MVP of the tournament. He has a double negate, could do it twice per turn, pretty solid. Logia, I have to have that one for the spell trap cards or the special summons just to negate them. Pretty simple. Tornado Dragon, get rid of spell cards, trap cards, Last but not least, for the Dragoon engine, I have Pertaplant and Red Eyes Dragoon himself. This card also is a big beater, negates, bunch of effects, just, really hard to take out. When he's on the field with my UCT or my Axis code, it makes it pretty tough on my opponent to, clear my field and win. Especially when it's Red Eyes Dragoon with Dolka UCT, like it's a lot of lockdown. Alright guys, that does it for my deck profile. Thank you so much for watching, and just give me a follow on Casper Cards on Instagram. Hope to see you guys in the next tournament. This has been a lot of fun and really challenging, and I'm really excited for the next one. Catch you guys later.